Hey everybody, in this video I want to show you how to solve a kind of tricky system of equations, and to do that we're going to use elimination. So remember, a system of equations is where you have two equations together and we're trying to find an x number and a y number that makes both of the equations true. Now when we use elimination, what that means is we're going to try to eliminate one of the variables. Right now we have x's and y's in both of our equations. We got to get rid of something. And so to do that, what I like to do is I like to talk myself through three different questions that are all right here. And we're going to try to answer yes to all of those questions, and that's going to help us eliminate something. So the first question, is everything lined up? It is in this example. We have x's together, we have y's together, and we have our constants together. Even our equal signs are supposed to be together. So that's good. So since I answered yes to that question, let's move on to the next question here. So question number 2 says, do we have the same number with the same letter? So if I look at my x's, I do not have the same numbers in front of them. I've got a 3x and a 2y. I know it's a -3, but just focus on the number and not the sign for right now. Over here I have a 10y and a 9y, so that's not going to work. So the next thing that my brain does is it looks at the smaller number. So like here. Can I multiply 2 by anything to get to 3? The answer is, well, it's complicated, but mostly no. You can't multiply it by anything nice. So that's not going to work for me. Could I multiply over here 9 by anything to get to 10? And the answer again is, yeah, there is a number that exists, but it's a fraction and it's really messy, so I'd rather not. So this is why this is a level 3 question. We're kind of stuck right here. Now my hint for you is, in this example, what we're going to do is we're just going to pick a letter, either x or y. Just looking at the numbers, I know I'm going to want x a lot more. So let's just focus on the letter x for a second. The way we can get the same number with the same letter is that we're going to multiply both of our equations by the opposite number. And here's what I mean by that. We're going to multiply this whole top equation by 2, because 2 is this number in the bottom part. And then we're going to multiply the whole bottom equation by 3. Now, you could multiply it by -3, but again, just focus on the number part for right now. I just want to keep this simple. I always make mistakes with negatives, so I avoid them in these cases. So I'm going to rewrite both of these equations multiplying by the numbers we just said. So the top equation is now going to become -6x plus 20y equals -86. I just multiplied the whole top equation by 2. Now let's multiply the whole bottom equation by 3. That's going to be 6x plus 27y equals a big number. I think that's like 102, but I don't know. Let's see. -34 times 3. Yep, -102. Perfect. Now, again, I know that one of these is a negative, but for the most part, I want you to notice that in front of our x's, we have a 6 sitting right in front of them. So that's good. Now, let's move on to the next question. Now that we've got the same number with the same letter, we need to make sure that they are opposite signs. That's kind of why I was avoiding the negative for a second. We want one of these to be a negative and the other one to be a positive. So since these ones are opposite signs already, we can move on. If they weren't opposite signs, you would change all of the signs in one of the equations. So just for kicks and giggles, let's imagine that these were both +6. Then what you would do is you would make this a -6, a -20, and a +86 over here. Okay? So just in case you're stuck, that would be a thing that you might want to consider. But for now, we're good because we have our -6 in the top and our +6 at the bottom. So now that we've answered yes to all 3 questions, what we're going to do is we're going to add these together. So I usually like to underline like this, and we're going to add straight down. -6x plus 6x is 0x. We just eliminated those. 20y plus 27y is 47y. Sorry, that took me a second. And then over here, we're going to have -188. 8. Oh man, I'm getting nervous. This isn't going to turn out nice, but fingers crossed. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 47. Let me grab my calculator. Oh man, I'm nervous. Negative 188 divided by 47. Oh, good. That is y equals negative 4. We just found the y part of our equation. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the ordered pair. We're halfway there. Now I need to find my x number. Usually to do this, I just look at both equations and I say, which one looks nicer? This one has smaller numbers, so let's stick with that. I'm going to replace the y in this bottom equation with a negative 4. So here I've got 2x plus 9 times negative 4 is negative 36 equals negative 34. Now, if this is stressing you out to have a plus negative here, let's just go ahead and just say minus 36. It means the exact same thing. And I like to solve for x by reading from the x. So if I see x here, I could say x is being multiplied by 2 and subtracted by 36. And to solve this, we're going to do opposite steps backwards. I'm going to start by adding 36. So that's going to be 2x equals 2. And divide by 2. So we added 36. Now we're going to divide by 2. And x equals 1 is our final answer there. And so if you were trying to type in an answer, that's what you would want to type in, 1, negative 4. All right, that was kind of a beast, but hopefully that video served as a helpful reminder on how to solve those tough systems of equations.